Conferences like this are not possible without good partners. And good partners we have found, we have good speakers found, and therefore I'm very glad that we have made this with record numbers in participation and in people who contribute to this kind of conference. And in order to have a good opening, we have lined up quite a good number of high caliber speakers. And the very first person I would like to introduce to open this conference today is Ambassador Wolfgang Ischinger. Ambassador Wolfgang Ischinger is the chairman of the Munich Security Conference, which is the largest conference on security issues in the world at all. And he has been kind of a founding father for us as well. He has supported it right from the beginning. And typically, we have done it one day prior to the Munich Security Conference. And that's where the name comes from, Munich Cybersecurity Conference, which becomes a very large conference for cybersecurity issues in the meantime. So, and I would like to ask Wolfgang Ischinger to say a few words of welcome to us.
A very warm welcome to all the participants, sponsors, and partners of this year's Munich Cybersecurity Conference. As most of you will be aware, the Munich Security Conference was able to organize a very high-level virtual event earlier this year at the end of February, also transmitted from the Hotel Bayerischer Hof. So this is a continuation of a new tradition. I want to particularly pay tribute to Ralf Wintergerst and his company Giesecke and Devrient as the main sponsor of this conference and their partners. Giesecke and Devrient have also been a long-standing ally of the Munich Security Conference, and we're indebted to the company for sharing their expertise and for helping us move forward. The role of digital technology has not only grown, it has literally exploded, as we have learned through this year of the pandemic. We are waking up, as a matter of fact, to a new reality. The new reality is that data is power. And data in the future is also going to be synonymous with prosperity. So this is important not only for the technology nerds, this is important for all of us, for citizens, for governments, for the business community, of course, most centrally. Let me make 3 quick points. First, Europe needs to become more capable when it comes to mastering, regulating, and innovating digital technologies. This is simply a matter of guaranteeing our security and economic future, and also of promoting our own human values, including data protection and privacy considerations. Second, when we talk about European sovereignty, it's important that this is not the same as wishing to disrupt our relationship across the Atlantic. On the contrary, European digital sovereignty will work only if it is coordinated, if it is done with close coordination across the Atlantic. And let me take this thought a step further. We need to understand that our digital sovereignty will depend on cooperation with the United States. I hope that our American friends will also understand that European digital sovereignty is not against them, it's not directed against them or against NATO or against the close transatlantic partnership. If Europe becomes more capable, this is also going to be an asset to the United States. So we need to develop and pursue a common transatlantic digital agenda. The problem here is a very fundamental one. It is a fundamental problem of international relations. It's the question of trust and mistrust, the lack of trust. The Munich Security Conference has recently organized a poll, the results of which are worrisome. The results are that we don't trust each other. We don't trust our governments. We have problems, our citizens have problems trusting the companies. But even more importantly, we don't trust each other across the Atlantic. Of course, we don't trust the Chinese, but German citizens don't trust the United States either. In other words, if we want this common transatlantic digital agenda to prosper and to grow, we need to build trust. Trust, as I have often said, I'm sure many of you will have heard me say this before, trust is the currency of diplomacy. In the absence of trust, negotiation, completion is almost inconceivable. With trust, literally nothing is impossible. Where diplomacy and cyberspace meet, trust is therefore of the essence. So let me end on this particular point. How do we promote Europe's digital capabilities while promoting trust across the Atlantic at the same time? I would be very happy if some of the attention of this particular conference, which is now being started today, could be devoted to this double challenge that we're going to be facing in coming days, months, and years. I wish you a great conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador Ischinger. And as we know him, direct words to direct problems. And if I pick one point of Wolfgang Ischinger's speech is Europe's capabilities, then I pull back on my introduction speech where I said that China has catched up with the United States in terms of innovation spent in technology, R&D. Approximately both countries line up at 600 billion US dollars per year. Europe altogether brings it to 500. So my thesis is Europe has it all and has all in their hands in order to make it happen. So there is no hurdle, and the point Wolfgang made is coordination and speed is of essence.